Welcome back, guys, to another video. We got some big things today with Tesla, especially one of the biggest redesigns of the Model S and also the Model X, and they're coming out very soon. In fact, there's already several photos which I did cover in previous videos about how there's already Model S being shipped out to individuals or being shipped to like the dealerships by Tesla, and it's getting a really big. Because more and more people are ordering these Model S's. If you want to order a Model S at this second, you're going to have to wait roughly 10 to 14 weeks before the car is fully delivered to your home, which is a decent amount of time, 10 to 14 weeks. It's not exactly super short, but it's not exactly super long either. It's okay. I mean, it's way better than China, where during the Model Y sales in January of 2021, it was completely sold out, and the only way to get it is to wait 6 months all the way to the middle of the summer. So it's not too bad right now. Right now, the Model S is getting some pretty big redesigns. Obviously, we know that the exterior does have some improvements here and there. Overall, it looks very much the same. On the very bottom, there are some things that Tesla added to make the aerodynamics a little bit better. Also, the very front, it looks slightly different, but overall, 95% of the body for the Tesla Model S refresh looks exactly the same like before. Maybe some minimalist designs here and there. Now, the interior designs are what's really getting interesting, because the interior designs does have a beautiful horizontal screen. Now, this screen is made horizontal like this strategically. That means the left side of the car, if you're in North America, can easily be accessible by the driver, and the steering wheel looks very minimalist as well. And one of the biggest things that Tesla did talk about the Model S refresh is there would not be any sort of way to shift gears manually. But now we found 3 different ways to shift the gear manually, which is pretty interesting. Now, obviously, there hasn't really been any full reviews of the Model S just yet, because these are currently being shipped out. They're being shipped out to dealerships and individuals, etc. But occasionally, you do find some people that get into insides of a Model S or a Model X, and they start messing around with the functions and the software, and it's just super interesting. Now, if you check out this Twitter video by Michael Su, essentially he's showing off the Tesla Model S, and it looks pretty awesome. And essentially, drivers would just simply swipe up or swipe down on the side of the Model S 17-inch display to change their vehicle gears. Tesla also has another way to shift gears, which is just simply letting the Smart Shift functions do the job. Now, what's Smart Shift? So you know how when you get into a regular car, you gotta shift gears to back away from the parking lot, for example, or back away from a park position because there's a wall in front of it or another vehicle in front of you. With Smart Shift, you don't have to manually do that. It will just simply do it for you. So you get in the car, you accelerate, and the car will automatically know not to go in front because there's obviously something in front of it, so it would go in the back. Now, this feature is kind of controversial. Some individuals are saying that if Tesla only has a Smart Shift feature and no other way to change gears, they wouldn't buy it. So rest assured, this is one of the easiest ways to change gears manually on the Model S if you don't want to use a Smart Shift function. Now, let's see how good the Smart Shift function is. Tesla has always been doing some pretty controversial stuff that really makes some people really nervous, because if you get in the car without shifting gears, you're entirely trusting the vehicle itself to do the decisions. Like, you want the vehicle to go back, you're kind of afraid that it might go in front, because the Smart Shift might mess up, because software is simply not always perfect. There's sometimes small glitches, some bugs here and there that really mess things up. But a Smart Shift function, in my opinion, they will probably offer more and more updates as time goes on. I think the software overall is pretty simple. Smart Shift is honestly pretty well polished. But once again, looking at the video, if you just want to change gears manually, it's on the display. You can swipe up, swipe down on the little car icon, and will change your vehicle's gears, which is pretty nice. The Model S refresh will be coming with this touchscreen manual shift, and also the automatic software Smart Shift feature that uses the vehicle's autopilot cameras to determine if the car should be in park, neutral, reverse, etc. But there's another way to do things, which is doing it through the steering wheel. If you want something that's super manual and something that's not touchscreen, something that's not Smart Shift software, then you're also in luck, because there are manual gear controls that are found on the steering wheel itself. Now, the steering wheel itself looks super simplistic and very minimalist, so you might be wondering, where are the gears to shift it? Essentially, you see that little round scrolling button. If you simply press on the right scrolling wheel and then you scroll up and scroll down, it will change the car's shift. So there you go. Those are the ways to essentially shift your Tesla Model S. First of all, most people thought the only way to shift it is simply using the smart shift function. There's no way to manually override it, but it's super easy. I mean, Tesla will essentially have this little car icon on the very left-hand side of a 17-inch display just for everyday consumers like you and me. Not everyone will be using smart shift. Not everyone will trust it. And therefore, adding this feature on the touchscreen is very important. And then adding another feature on the steering wheel makes it even better because some people don't like the software touchscreen stuff. Some people don't like the software smart shift stuff. And they just simply want to have a manual control system, which they clearly get with just a button on the steering wheel. It looks very minimalist. Essentially, if you're branded Teslas, it's probably best to learn how to use some of the features before you actually start driving because the car is very exciting. Essentially, you are ordering a really massive piece of tech. It is a vehicle that is entirely out of this world and totally different from the competition. Last but not least, before we wrap things up, is going to be Tesla's key supplier that makes a lot of their displays, AU Optronics, which supplies a lot of Tesla components, will start building a plant in North America, either in America or Mexico. Those are the two locations that they are thinking. Now, the reason why AU Optronics is so important is because they are the companies that supply Tesla on their car displays. And one of the biggest things going on with Tesla is they can't make the cars fast enough. So they start making displays in Tesla's home country, America. It will start the logistics way better. Logistics, it's going to be a lot simpler, not that easy to mess up. And so far, AUO also supplies displays for automakers like Ford, Toyota, BMW. So it's not just Tesla. But it's also pretty exciting to see that one of Tesla's display makers is simply coming to their location and start producing these massive screens. So it's actually pretty nice to just see what happens. I think we should be seeing some big things with Tesla, branded displays, etc., which is also pretty nice. And we should be seeing the completion of several of Tesla's Gigafactories wrapping up pretty soon as well. You do have the Austin Gigafactory, the Shanghai Gigafactory 2. By the way, I think they're using that to make the Model 2, this $25,000 Tesla, and also the Berlin Gigafactory, which is also wrapping up as well. In the next few months, we should start seeing the production of the Tesla semi-trucks and also several other vehicles, including the Roadster, which is also pretty exciting. And right now, Tesla is facing some pretty big logistics problems. Right now, around the world, we're facing like a pretty big nickel problem, like a lithium shortage, a chip shortage. It's not looking pretty good for a lot of car companies, especially in the tech field. But today, just simply looking at some of the smart shift and also some of the features, just simply shifting gears, as simple as that. It almost feels like if you buy a Tesla vehicle, you're buying a giant piece of tech and you're gonna have to start learning the vehicles and stuff like that. It's a pretty exciting vehicle and a lot of people seem to like it. The reviews of Tesla are going off the charts. And simply looking at this video by Michael Su, it looks really dope. I can't wait to get my hands on a Tesla. Just try it out at the very least because some of these features are super futuristic that you don't really find in other car brands. Thanks for watching, guys, and definitely subscribe.